Hello, and welcome back to Cello 101. Today we're going to be working on Minuet number 3 out of Book 3 by Boccherini. We've got a bunch of interesting stuff here. We've got some new things that are going to be showing up. Officially, I believe, getting into trills. We've got key shifts, we've got repetition, we've got some interesting marked directions. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. The first three measures and change are going to be in second position. So that's going to be where second finger is sitting where your fourth finger normally does. So normally our speed is no, sorry. So it's sitting in the 80, 96, 97 range is about where I normally take it. So let's go ahead and take it at like 86. Yeah, just so we can have it a little bit slower. So da 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 da. So we'll take it a little bit slower, like I said, and we will go ahead and just play the first three bars, ending on ending on that G there. So go ahead and join me. Fingerings are fairly straightforward. You're not needing to move back. You're not doing any weird shifts. It's all staying right in position. The fingerings are good. So just go ahead and follow along with those. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, so we're stopping there. So that would normally be where your shift is. You're going to want to go ahead and mark that in. We ended on the G, and then we're shifting back to the A there. So it's almost a full octave jump, but not quite. So go ahead and join me for that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And we'll do that one more time, and then we'll move on from there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and practice that measure. Measure 1, 2, 3, measure 4. It'll be. So go ahead and practice that with me, just working on that shift. Measure 4. Yeah, just measure 4. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then moving on from there, we have kind of an interesting repeated figure. So we've got the to finish out that phrase. So we have in measure last beat of measure 4. And then we have a shift there. It does say to reach for that 4. I usually just do a half shift up and then reach back with my other hands. That is a slight difference. So I do not try to reach that extended 4 because otherwise I'm out of tune there. And that's a really, really noticeable note. It does. With that there, you do have to reach back a significant farther distance to hit that B natural. That'll be in measure 5 there. So let's go ahead and finish. Let's go ahead and do measures 3, 4, or 3 through 7. 3 through 7. So we'll start with that shift from second position back to first, and then kind of continue on from there. 1, 2, 3. I guess we'll go ahead and go through 8, just to finish out that phrase. So let's focus on that repeated DB G sharp thing there. Starting in last beat of measure 4. Just go ahead and play it with me. Now we do have the first time through is going to be mezzo forte. Second time through is piano. Back to mezzo forte. So go ahead and join me with that. Last beat of measure 4 into through the end. We'll just play the entire thing. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Now keep in mind that TR in measure 7, 5, 6, 7, yeah, is going to be trill. Normally, that means go up 1 note step, whatever is normal in here. In this case, it's going to be a full step because we are playing in the key of D, so C's are sharp. If we were playing D, let's see, A, B. So if it was C sharp or if it was if the trill was 1 step up, if it was on a C instead of a D, that would or a C sharp in this case, it would actually just be a half step. In this case, it's a full step, and then you just run it from there. So let's go ahead and play that chunk one more time, starting at the last beat of measure 4 until the repeat sign. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay. Now let's go ahead and tie that entire first section together. So we will be playing from the very beginning through to the first ending. 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry, that is a pickup. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then we would be going back through and playing that one more time. But let's continue on from here. So we do have a second ending on this. That's why it is labeled 8B. So from there, let's go ahead and take a look at the intro to the next repeat section, which is going to be kind of that same repeated kind of feel from the measures 4 to that first repeat sign. It will sound like this. Okay, so we have some new stuff. We have some old stuff. This section is going to be very reminiscent of the 4 through 8 that we've already played, just down a string and a step. Yeah, a string and a step. And then go back into the very beginning. Still in second position. So let's go ahead and do last beat of 8B through to measure 12 where it goes back into the first stuff. So go ahead and join me. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. this case, you don't really have to shift forward that half step. I just do an extended forward to be able to reach that C sharp. Since this is not a tone that we're dwelling on, we're kind of dwelling on that A there. Obviously, you want to play everything in tune, but at that point, making that reach for that C sharp is going to be a lot better than hanging on that C sharp and then reaching back for that natural A. Your hand doesn't quite feel it normally, and so you don't want to get out of place. So let's go ahead and do that section one more time. Last beat of B through till the halfway mark of 12. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then we jump straight back into second position. So let's go ahead and do measure 12 through till measure 16. Well, halfway through 16. Just so we can get that transition from because that is a little bit tricky and you have to be paying attention for it. So measure 12 through measure 16. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. So let's do that one more time just so we can work on that transition, and then we'll move on to the next section. You know what? Actually, let's go ahead and do measure 12 through the repeat at measure 20. Just so we can kind of work on that. It'll be new stuff, technically, but it will be in a different place. It'll be old stuff, but it'll be in a new place. So technically it's new, but you've got the general idea already, and this should help you kind of move along with that. So let's go ahead and do measure 12 through 20, just so we can practice that transition. And keep in mind, we're starting piano and then moving up to mezzo piano. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's go ahead and do last beat of 16 through till 28, just so we can work on that. So this will be the third time we've seen this descending figure hanging out on a particular note, but this will be the third place that we've seen it. So last beat of 16, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Well, actually, technically, we should be going to the second ending. My apologies. That first ending is just to get us back into measure 9 so that we can continue and repeat that entire section. So, something to keep in mind. At the end of 20, beginning of 21, we have a key change. We are going from we are going from the key of D to the key of G. That means that we are dropping a sharp. That means that C's are no longer sharp. Key changes always mess me up unless I'm paying attention. I have mine drastically circled. Because I was working through and I was like, something doesn't sound right. So let's go ahead and take a look just starting at the trio. It's nice, easy, straightforward. It is running piano. There are some, as you go up, you kind of get louder. As you come down, you kind of get quieter. Just nice, easy, kind of straightforward. So let's go ahead and take a look at, I'm actually going to remark that repeat. Let's go ahead and take a look at it, and we will go from there. So let's do 21 through 23, since they're counting that pickup as a single measure because things are weird. Yeah, let's go from there. So that pickup through till 23. So we're going up and we're coming down. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Nice, simple. The rhythm can be kind of funky. Keep in mind we are repeating, so we're coming down 3 notes, repeating the last note to come down 3 notes, repeating the last note to come down 3 notes. That does change later. There are some of those later on when you are going up that do not play by the same rules, keep in mind. Actually, there's some 2 measures later that go down 3 notes, step down a note, down 3 notes, and yeah, it's a thing. When there's a bunch of black on the page, you really want to pay attention because you don't want to miss notes, miss fingerings, all that kind of stuff. So let's do that exact same section, 21 through 23. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, and then moving on, 24, 25. Yeah, 24 and 25. Just because there's a lot of stuff here and it looks intimidating, but it's really nice and simple. So starting at 24. 1, 2, 3. Sorry. Okay, so starting at 24, yeah, let's go ahead and do 24, 25. 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and do that one. Let's do that a couple more times. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we'll just go ahead and do 25 to the repeat. Nice, easy, simple. We'll go from there. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now let's string the entire trio together. And that'll be kind of a pickup thing. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, let's do that one more time. And then we can move on to the next section, which is going to be kind of funky because this is the counterpoint for when the piano normally comes in. So, trio, 21. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Let's go ahead and do trio one last time, and then we can move on from there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, and then moving on from there. Starting in measure 29, we've got some interesting counting stuff going on. So it is going to be a quarter rest, an eighth rest, 4 eighth notes, an eighth rest, an eighth rest, 4 eighth notes. So it's kind of this off time kind of feel thing. And what's going on here is the piano is doing its own thing as it's accompanying you. So you're kind of passing off the main melody to the piano. Piano is doing its own thing. And then relatively quickly thereafter, you get the main melody back. So from here, we have the absolute bane of my existence, counting. In this case, easiest thing to do is count eighths. 1, 2, 1, da, 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 1, 1, da, 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 1, 1, da, 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 1, 2, da, 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 1, 2. So, being able to figure out what the rhythm is, absent of tonality, absent of pitch, really is something to keep in mind. Because that is going to be wickedly helpful later on, especially when the rhythms get kind of nasty. to figure out what exactly should be going on. So in this case, let's go ahead and go through. I'm just going to tap my instrument. You can go ahead and tap your instrument, clap along, whatever you feel like. So let's do the first 2 bars. So from 29 to 36. At this point, I usually have my foot keeping rhythm. So da, 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 da. Just going with my foot. It is kind of a weird, like, my hands are doing one thing, my foot's doing another, but like, it's something that you kind of work on as you go along, especially in the like classical music sense. It really does help you. If something is keeping a steady pulse, you can time off of it. Super handy. So I will go ahead and count us off, and then just go ahead and tap along with what the rhythm would be. We're not trying to hit pitches. We're not trying to do anything else. I am literally going to be tapping my instrument. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And so that'll be the end of that. Let's go ahead and do that Let's go ahead and do that through one more time. Usually I'll be counting in my head, or you'll see me like kind of just mouthing the 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever the case may be. Just so that I can keep on track, because like I said, this is quite literally what I do, especially in rhythmic sections like this. If I can't hear what everybody else is doing, when you're practicing solo, obviously you don't have the entire orchestra at your beck and call for whatever you're working on. This kind of stuff doesn't make sense out of context, but when you listen to a recording with the piano, or if you listen to the piano accompaniment that's going along with it, it makes so much more sense. It is a thing. So 29 to 36. So go ahead and count along with, or go ahead and tap or clap or whatever you prefer along with me. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, so let's go ahead and play that now. It's going to be super simple. Open D, 4th finger on the A string. Quite literally octave Ds. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So that rhythm section is a little rough. We'll go through and do it again. But again, if you listen to the piano accompaniment that goes along with this, it'll make a lot more sense. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Let's go ahead and take a look at the pickup to 37, and we'll do pickup 37, 38. This should be very familiar. We did something very close to it at the beginning of the trio. It will be slightly different, but not terribly far off. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, let's do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, and then let's do 39 and 40, breaking it down the exact same way we did the trio. This is very close. I think it is a full step off. We're ending on the same C's, and then going forward from there. So 39 and 40. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, this is where you come up. We have a key change. C's are not sharps. Those are all 2s. So, even I make mistakes quite frequently. So, let's go ahead and take a look at 39 and 40. Let's try that again, and hopefully I will not play C sharps, because those are C naturals. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1. Sorry, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's do that one more time just to get it under our fingers. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then I'm going to remark that because I keep missing those. Okay, and let's do 41 to the end. 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now at the end we see something that I don't think we've run across before. DC al fine. Da capo, back to the head, back to the beginning. Al fine, until the fine, the end. Now, we have some interesting stuff going on back at the front. So we've got everything is fine until you hit measure 8. We have a repeat there. If we are running da capo, we do not take any repeats. You always take the second ending so that you can continue on through the piece. And then you just plow through until you hit the fine. So the second time through, the second time we play the beginning, we will be playing 1 through 7 until skipping to 8B, playing through until we hit 20B. And then we're done. That's where it says fine. That's where we know where you end. So it's going to be kind of an interesting deal with what we do. So looking at this, building a roadmap, it'll be 1 through 7, 8A, repeat, back to the beginning, 1 through 7, 8B, continuing on through until measure 20, take 20A, and then go back to measure 9, 9 through till 20B. We begin the trio, we repeat the trio, we move on to measure 29, we roll through until the end, we go back to measure 29, we play through till the end, we da capo all the way back to the beginning, we play through 1 through 7, 8B, 9 through 19, and then 20B. So it's going to be slightly awkward, but it will be a thing. So, go ahead and join me. And we will keep the slower tempo, and then we will do all of this, and then we will go back to the original tempo. So, 1, 2, 3, 1, join me. 3.5 minutes of music wrapped up in a 1.5 pages worth of ink. So the original tempo, as best I can hammer out, is a little bit faster. So let's go ahead and work that one more time, and then we will be finished. This is starting to get to the point where it takes a fair bit of practice beforehand to put everything together. As such, the complexity is starting to increase in the pieces that we're working on. It takes a fair bit of practice. Especially when you start hitting really weird stuff like, wait, where do I go? There is a repeat. Where is the repeat? At that point, it also takes a fair bit of planning to get things kind of penned in and fixed. You noticed through this lesson, there were a couple of times where I was like, oh, I was playing in the wrong key signature, which is not the best. But a little bit of proper prior planning prevents very poor performance on the downhill side. So definitely recommend taking a look at marking your music. I'll take a picture of mine. It isn't marked to hell like it used to be when I was in college, because I've kind of figured out my own shorthand for a lot of things. But I will highly recommend making your navigation posts, making your street posts, your repeat signs, your fine, da capo al fine, da capo al segnos, which we don't have in this one. All of those kind of things, very noticeable. A couple of my friends and acquaintances in college used highlighters, which was very effective because all of a sudden there is screaming pink on the page and it's very hard to miss. But 9 times out of 10, I didn't have a highlighter with me and I just used a pencil. Admittedly, it's kind of rough. It's kind of slapdash, but it does work, at least for me. Figuring out what works for you and how to go through and mark things, very handy. So let's go ahead and pick up this new tempo. We're sitting at 94 BPM. And let's go ahead and run it through. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. you very much for joining me, and yeah, y'all take care. Have fun practicing this. There is a lot to unpack here. We didn't very much cover dynamics, mainly because we were focusing on other things, but definitely take the dynamics into account. You will find that that is one of the easiest and best ways to really bring a piece alive. So, with that, thank you all very much, and y'all take care. Happy practicing.